the Los Angeles Sparks from State Farm Arena. These teams met here 9 days ago. They traded 11 lead changes before the Sparks prevailed in overtime, 76-71. Dream will try to redeem themselves tonight. Andy DeMantra and Amy Audibert, as brought to you by Grady. For the Sparks, Chelsea Gray, the all-star starter, along with Ruffin Pratt and Sydney Weiss in the backcourt. The Agwumake's Nneka and Shanae in the front court. Tiffany Hayes back in the starting suit. Looks, what a fit as we're underway with the Sparks winning the ricochet. Let's play some basketball. They have their first offensive possession. Coming off a 93-65 loss on Sunday to Washington. Breland pulls the trigger and knocks it down.
To take all season long, but now you're seeing more of a rhythm.
Sydney Weiss answers back with the three. Weiss, a third-year pro from. And when you play Los Angeles, Amy, you better guard the arc because Los Angeles likes to chuck them. Second most three-point attempts per game in the league. Williams turns, hooks, and scores around the group.
And so you've just got to be great defensively against the Sparks.
Trying to run the pick and roll. And when the Dream do throw it inside, if you're a Jessica Breland or an Elizabeth Williams, do you try to foul trouble with the Sparks only dressing 8?
You'd think that's certainly part of the game plan, putting them in ball screens and then getting after. You saw Elizabeth Williams duck in, as that's a nice read.
Make that Shanae. Shanae had one of her quieter box scores of the season 9 days ago at State Farm Arena, just 1 of 8 from the floor and 4 points.
When you're going against, and that's a beautiful cut and finish, what they're missing around the rim a lot, and they'd help themselves out quite a bit if they're making those bunnies because, again, as this game develops, I don't know if the pace is going to be there in the fourth quarter. As Breland.
Great inbound, flips to Weiss. Back down to Gray, the turnaround, doesn't get it. Kept alive, though, by Shanae Agwumake. Another offensive rebound by the Sparks. Can they convert it into a bucket? Will be an offensive foul.
Because that's just strong. Grab, finish strong, seek the contact, keep the ball to the outside hand.
Jessica. Elizabeth Williams, 14 points against the Mystics. 4th time she's led Atlanta in scoring this year. Here's Gray. Montgomery tries to tunnel through the screen. Gray fades over Breland. Boy, and you wonder why. You can hear Renee Montgomery howl in frustration as she jogs down floor. Another pick and roll. Shanae Agwumake shooting percentages, but it was rich in drama, particularly in the closing seconds of regulation.
I believe we like to call those defensive battles.
That's the best way to describe it. Here's Breland for 3.
To continue to provide energy and length inside.
And this Sparks team far more depleted in the front court than in the back court. The jumper is good. Final minute 11 of the first quarter. Sparks by 1. Weiss short. Rebound to Montgomery. Almost had it taken away by Mabry. Marina Mabry, the rookie from Notre Dame. Here's Billings inside the lane, and she rattles it down. Extra juice with Monique Billings, who played her college ball at UCLA, grew up in Corona, California. About 50 miles from Los Angeles, and a tough take. Montgomery settles things down. Slips it to Williams. Finds Billings. She finds the touch to beat the first quarter hole. The 7th day of a 7-day contract signed because of all the attrition that the Sparks have absorbed.
She's played just under 9.
Beyond what their numbers suggested coming in.
Yeah, they're 6th of the game.
Alex Bentley just jerked that ball out of Mabry's hands. Triggers the transition. Williams was blocked.
Hustles down and makes that. And so those are the type of efforts that LA.
3rd straight WNBA All-Star game this weekend in Las Vegas. Williams across the lane, and it falls. They're not that far off from it.
Well, the mental toughness that they've had to display to have a 10-8 record is quite fantastic. And if you're Derek Fisher, you have to be happy with the response of your women. Look at that cut from Cologne.
One of those players who's certainly grown into her role. Weiss catches on Hayes. One of the best shooting guard defenders in the WNBA. Now Samuelson lobs it over the top to Agwumake.
Like that, you really don't have many other options. Hope it's not an and one.
Yeah, that's about the best case outcome if you're the Dream. The turnover. Bentley with the steal. On the run feeds Billings. And this big can run the game like tonight's game. Revenge game for the Dream. Tough one they took to the sky, losing in the final seconds last Wednesday.
And that was heartbreaking, Andy. They came out so strong, flying up big early. To get that right, you know they're low in numbers. You want to make, if you're going to turn the ball over, you better cost some energy for LA to do it.
Make them guard all 30 seconds of the shot clock. Atlanta 1 of 9 from 3 to begin this game, but they don't shoot the 3 well. And unfortunately for them, the Sparks defend the 3 well. Best in the WNBA. Sykes somehow got a beach umbrella and a hurricane, how quickly she went down.
I like it.
Gray bears down on Montgomery. Nothing Renee Montgomery can do, and Gray.
High post.
6 points, 9 rebounds for Shanae. Was limited to 4 points against the Dream last week. The blow by Hayes. Banks it up and in.
Because it's technically a guard and a forward. But they've been guarding each other the last couple of possessions because they're both so versatile and athletic.
Strong take to the rack by Montgomery. Just 1 point in the second quarter. Finds Hayes. Guarded by Weiss with the jab step. Frees herself up, and the foul line jumper falls.
Right her off.
You can never breathe easy, even if her numbers don't suggest it. Another Sparks turnover. Only Gray back. Sykes, no looks at Hayes. Up and good. And Derek.
Twice Atlanta has got that call against them, against NECA in transition. And so part of the film and scout is you cannot let her run on you.
Ruffin Pratt, 12 rebounds. Don't sleep on Brown, though. She tied a season high with 12 points against the Dream on July the 14th. Up and under Tiffany Hayes. Billings almost knocked it free from Gray. And surrounded. Ruffin Pratt, another 3. Holds. Tierra Ruffin Pratt was 1 for her last 10 from 3. She's 3 for 4 tonight.
You get in the gym, you get up reps, and you see the ball go through the hoop.
Ruffin Pratt tries it again and knocks it down. Trying to follow suit. Sykes builds a head of steam on Ruffin Pratt. Connects, enforces the miss. Dogged on-ball defense by Tiffany Hayes. Can Sykes convert? Yes, she can. Brown pig just would not let Chelsea Gray trespass. Off the back cut, comes down to Gray.
A flex cut, that's tough to stop, and when she catches 2 feet in the paint.
Montgomery and 1.
Getting up and down, Andy, a lot of transition both ways.
4 of 6 from distance. Can't falter for trying to go to the rim, and now a bucket. Sparks only committed 6 turnovers in the first half. That was a 5th of the third quarter. Final possession for the Dream. Bentley raises up over Brown and drains it. Bounds. Ruffin Pratt handles on Billings. Sparks know they have a mismatch somewhere. The no look. Agwumake to Ruffin Pratt for Sparks possession. Agwumake looks things over and hands off to Ruffin Pratt. Shot clock at 4. The entry, Agwumake into traffic, wriggling around and banking against Atlanta 3 years ago, 38. Bentley, never shy about pulling the trigger.
Up and get the actual report on how things are going, right? Because there's that relationship.
Second generation recruit, Billings on the money. Taking up the scoring load left behind by Raquana Williams. And serving the 3rd of her 10-game suspension as a result. Really get you buckets and bunches. So can Gray. Wriggles around the screen. Kicks across Ruffin Pratt for a 6th 3 of the jumper. Gray, the runner. Altered by Billings, but the stick back by Agwumake. Bentley falling away. Tough shot, Alex.
Kick out. And so you look at look at that.
Ricochet comes down to Billings, though, and she flicks it in.
So you look at them digging down and creating that turnover.
Samuelson, the entry. Agwumake spins, fires, and hit. Pick and roll. Pass was batted. This time it's Weiss with the hands high. Team straight turnovers. Gray, coast to coast, drops it down. Agwumake. Sparks take the lead. 19 lead changes. What action we've seen at State Farm. Hayes, high arching, 3-pointer good. And a clutch 3 by Hayes. Puts the Sparks behind by 2. Manly ball hawks Gray. Williams down the switch. Gray with a hand in her face. Just a scrambled possession, though, by Atlanta. Ruff and Pratt, the bullet feed. Agwumike with the turnaround. Billings on the drive. Hangs, can't bank it. Williams, the offensive rebound, and she's fouled. The last 2 minutes. Elizabeth Williams, 8 points, 8 rebounds. Ooh, and an untied.
To seal games late.
Now here's Nneka Agwumike for 3.
Rotation defensively, understanding that's the look Hayes wants.
And now it's Janae and 1.
How much more can you dig? And you're seeing, again, the
shock the Dream on their home floor. Bidding to do it again in regulation now. Pass off of Breland, right down to Agwumike. Foul. A bitter way for Atlanta to enter the All-Star break. And victory in their sights. And a potential 4-game losing streak snapping victory in their clutches. 78-66, this game will not be nearly illustrative of how competitive it was with the final score, but an impressive closing stretch by Derek Fisher and the Sparks as they head into the All-Star break over the Dream. Dream go down despite a career-high 16 points.